it so happens that Prabhupada came to my parents' home. My father was like a senator, a member of parliament. It's a very senior position in the government. And I was surprised when my mother phoned me at the office. And she said, don't forget to come a little early for lunch. I said, why should I come early? She said, we are going to have guests, very important guests. So we said, fine. My father and I, instead of coming home at about 1, we came at 12:30. And when we entered our own home, we heard these devotees singing and dancing the Mahamantra. Now, mind you, at that time, I was a disciple of a Mayavadi, a very, very senior Mayavadi. His name was, as you know, this guy everybody knew in India as a person who was a very anti-Prabhupada person. And his name was Chinmayananda Swami. So I was shocked to see these Westerners dressed with dhotis and saris, with tilaks, and singing and dancing and just behaving as if they own my house. And they were all over the place. And my mother was loving this. She enjoyed this. And here was my father, who was quite senior. He was tolerant. He appreciated what Prabhupada was doing. And then after the kirtan and everything was over, they went and sat in the library room. And the first thing I remember Prabhupada told my father is, my disciples are getting a very bad name in India, and they're getting investigated by the CBI in India as if they are CIA members. This was in 1971. And they're having harassments. They don't get their visas. They sometimes are deported. They are sometimes arrested and things like this. And he said, these disciples of mine, they get up so early in the morning, they chant their rounds, they attend Mangalarti, they attend the classes, they're doing so much service for Krishna. Why don't you go in Parliament and get that investigation stopped? And all my disciples must have long-term visas. My father said, let me see what I can do. I could see what Prabhupada was doing. He was getting my family into devotional service. The next thing Prabhupada said was, you see this young man here? And all the eyes were on him. He's about 15 years old, and he was originally an associate with Lord Chaitanya. And my heart, I said, this is a con man. This guy really knows how to speak. And I was a Mayavadi follower. And I was, looking very, very carefully at Prabhupada, examining him. Then he said a very strange thing. He told my father, do you think you can adopt him and make him an Indian citizen? And my heart just sank. And that gentleman was Jai Pataka Swami. And my father said, let me see what I can do. During the course of the next few months, Prabhupada made my father a life member. I believe his number is 32. Today, of course, there are more than 25 or 30,000 life members in India alone. And Prabhupada gave his own personal books, the Bhagavad Gita, which he always kept with him. He gave his personal Krishna books, the Dinapan 2-volume Krishna books, his copy of Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and I think Nectar Devotion and so on. And I was surprised my father gave a lot of money to Prabhupada. I thought, this man's really captured my father. Makes him do work, takes away all his money. And then I was telling my father, we better talk in the next room a little bit. I was about 31 years old. My father at that time must have been close to about 60 years old. So I told him, what are you doing? This man comes in our house and he's virtually asking you to do everything for him. And my father said, he's doing a very, very important duty. He is like the Vedic ambassador. He's spreading Indian culture. And nobody's done this before. And I appreciate it. And I'm going to help him. So, obviously, Prabhupada had captured the hearts of my parents. It's just the reverse of what I hear in this part of the world, where Prabhupada captured the hearts of the younger man, and it was the parents who were complaining about the younger man. Here was the opposite case. The young man was complaining about the relationship Prabhupada had already built with my parents.